Hi, I'm Bob Moore. I'm a realtor specializing in Litchfield County properties, and today we're on beautiful Highland Lake. It's a sunny day. Let's go for a boat ride. You know, one of the great things about Highland Lake is it's one of very few lakes that's 100% city sewage. Every cottage, every home, year-round or not, is hooked up to the sewer system here. There's not too many lakes that can say that. Right now you're looking at the east side of Highland Lake. It has western exposure. You're going to get a lot of afternoon and late day sun. The topography is relatively flat here on the east side. There's a lot of great neighborhoods. Highland Lake is made up of 3 different bays. You distinguish them by points that are called the narrows. The lake basically just thins out and then widens back open again. Approximately 444 acres of waterfront property here on Highland Lake. If you're driving a bicycle or going for a jog around the lake, you're looking at about a 7-mile trip. People ask me all the time, what would you categorize Highland Lake as far as a sport lake? I mean, it's a recreational lake. You're allowed to have up to 22-foot power boats for water skiing. There's also a water ski course on Highland Lake for slalom skiing. There's also a water ski club that, if you'd like to, you can join and be a member of. The first point of recreation for Highland Lake could be fishing. It's a state-stocked trophy trout lake. Reason being is there's deep water, especially in the second bay area of the lake. A lot of large trout are caught out of here, brown trout, rainbow trout. Also, as far as bass fishing, smallmouth and largemouth bass, this lake happens to be a bass tournament lake. Several times during the year, Highland Lake has bass tournaments. There are small and largemouth bass, and there are prizes that go along with that. And we're not going to see it today. It's a beautiful sunny day, but they also run ice fishing tournaments during the winter as well. This is one of many coves on Highland Lake, and you can see, depending upon which side of the cove you're on, you're either going to be facing north or south in this particular cove. A lot of nice homes, fine homes throughout this area. In buying waterfront real estate, things that maybe a buyer won't think about is, well, if you're in a cove, maybe you're not going to see as much of the open body of water as you'd like. This is true. But one of the pluses of being in a cove is you're going to have a lot less boat traffic, and your docks and your boat, your toys in the water won't get banged around as much. Right now we're at the south end of Highland Lake, and a few fly fishermen straight ahead down there. And late in the summer, a lot of trout will come way down at this end of the lake and they spawn, and the trout fishermen know it. Highland Lake has many fine homes on it, and like this Adirondack Lodge, which is probably about 4 years old now, and just a beautiful, beautiful home, all custom. Another nice thing that Highland Lake offers, and something good to know when buying a lake house, is every lake has rules and regulations, and it's good to find out what those are. And in this case here on Highland Lake, they have a great rule. Every Sunday, from Memorial Day to Labor Day, there's a quiet hour from 5 o'clock on, which is fantastic for people who want to just go for a sailboat, kayak, maybe a longboard. You're allowed to get in your boat, but you have to just go nice and slow and not break awake. And it's just simply called quiet time. You know, Highland Lake has a Watershed Association, and you could participate if you'd like in it. And it's a bunch of volunteer people that work really hard and just look after the well-being of Highland Lake to make sure that the water quality is tops. And they have a lot of fundraising events throughout the year that are a lot of fun. There's a wine tasting event every summer. There's a snowball dance in the winter. There's just a lot of good things that go on with the Watershed Association here on Highland Lake. This in front of us is an island. If you notice, to the left side, there's a causeway from the main boulevard that pulls in. It's located on the west side of the lake. And if you look into those big pine trees, you'll see a beautiful Adirondack Lodge. This home here is probably about 4 years old, and it's just a beautiful, beautifully built home. Here's a great area on Highland Lake. It's located on the east side. It's called Wheeler's Point. And you're going to see a few fine homes as we get closer to the point. This calm water that you see now, you'll find this definitely mornings all year round when there's no ice. But, and then, you know, in the middle of summer, July, August, when people are vacationing and you have water skiers and some tubers and stuff, it gets a little banged up during the course of the day. But then late in the day again for sunset, it just calms right down. And so most of the time you're going to find this type of water here on the lake. Before Memorial Day and after Labor Day, you'll always find beautiful calm water here at the lake. And again, here's a beautiful custom-built home. Here are some more beautiful properties. And this one here in particular is just a nice layout at the tip of Wheeler's Point. And as you come over here more towards the left, a few more fine houses. Just beautiful architecture. Here's a fine cottage built in the 1900s that just recently was turned into a year-round home. And just a beautiful, beautiful home property. And there's several like that along this strip right now that we're in along the east side of Highland Lake. Here's just another one of the brand new homes on Highland Lake. In this case here, somebody took an old lake cottage and took it down and just built a beautiful custom-built home here. Here's just one of many fine properties on Highland Lake. Very private. Here's a great example of an older cottage built in the 20s that was completely, let's say, resurrected. And today it has a Nantucket-style colonial appearance. Nice property, beautiful. And these are some of the things that you could do with some of the older homes on Highland Lake, because the lake again has city sewage, and you could take an old cottage and recreate it into something different. Here's just a beautiful bank of homes, one after another after another. It's an area of Highland Lake called Perch Rock Trail. Just a great neighborhood of fine waterfront properties. So this is the end of our tour today on Highland Lake. I hope you had a great time. And if you're ever thinking of listing a home or buying a home, feel free to give me a call anytime. I appreciate it. Thanks and have a great day. I'm Bob Moore.